From 510 BC to 428 BC, there lived a remarkable man named Anaxagoras. He was the philosopher who first introduced philosophy to Athens, and in many ways, he can even be considered a teacher to Socrates. If Anaxagoras had never existed, the core ideas of philosophy might never have reached Athens, and without that, there may never have been a Socrates, a Plato, or an Aristotle. Anaxagoras was deeply passionate about philosophy and the pursuit of knowledge. He traveled far and wide to see and understand the world. But when he finally returned home, he discovered that nearly all of his property had been ruined. His land lay barren and uncared for. Still, he showed no concern for his loss. Instead, he declared, "I don't need any of this. What I truly want is to learn philosophy. What I truly want is knowledge." When a friend expressed sorrow over the destruction of his property, Anaxagoras replied, "Either it would have survived, or I would have. Now that it's gone, I am free to pursue my one true love, knowledge." Around this time, Athens had a powerful statesman named Pericles. Although Athens was democratic, it was a limited democracy. Slaves and women could not participate. Only free male citizens of certain classes could. Pericles wanted to expand the cultural life of Athens by encouraging art, science, and philosophy. He hoped to bring the ideas of Ionian philosophy from Miletus, Asia Minor, Italy, and Sicily into Athens. To make this possible, he invited Anaxagoras to come and teach. Anaxagoras accepted and began teaching in Athens, establishing the city as a center of philosophy. He was a pluralist philosopher, influenced by earlier schools of thought. He argued that what we see through our senses is not always reliable, and that what seems like change in the world is not true creation or destruction. Instead, he believed the same fundamental elements remain constant. They only rearrange themselves in different ways. According to Anaxagoras, matter can neither be created nor destroyed. It always exists, and what we perceive as new forms are simply transformations of these eternal elements. He often said, "There is everything in everything." For example, he believed that when we eat food, the elements within it transform into the parts of our body: our bones, muscles, skin, and hair. Although modern science shows this is not exactly true, Anaxagoras was correct in recognizing that food does transform within us. He even gave the example of snow. While it appears purely white, when it melts, it often becomes dark water. For him, this proved that black was already contained within white. In other words, everything contains a part of everything else. But perhaps his most revolutionary idea was the concept of nous, or mind. Anaxagoras argued that while all the elements of the universe exist in a mixture, it is nous, the universal mind, that sets them in motion, stirs them, and organizes them. He did not see this nous as a god, but rather as a natural principle or law by which the universe operates. In his view, the world worked like a mechanism, an early mechanistic explanation of reality. This rational approach led him to reject traditional Greek religious beliefs. While many Athenians saw the sun, moon, and stars as gods, Anaxagoras boldly declared otherwise. He claimed the sun was not a god at all, but a massive burning metal, red-hot and fiery. He argued that the moon was made of the same material as Earth, and only shone by reflecting the sun's light. He even explained eclipses correctly: when a moon passes in front of the sun, or when Earth's shadow falls on the moon. These claims outraged the Athenians. They accused him of blasphemy, of insulting the gods. Though we now know that every one of his claims was scientifically correct. The sun is indeed a burning star, the moon reflects sunlight, and eclipses happen exactly as he described. At the time, his ideas were seen as dangerous heresy. The Athenians put him on trial and charged him with impiety. He was given a choice: drink poison, like Socrates would later be forced to do, or leave the city forever. Anaxagoras chose exil. He left Athens, but his influence remained. His ideas shaped the intellectual life of the city and inspired future philosophers. In fact, Anaxagoras' student Archelaus went on to teach Socrates himself. Through this connection, Anaxagoras' impact extended directly to Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle, and from them to the entire history of Western philosophy.